Okay, so this talk is about emerging tech trends, what the future looks like. I used to do this talk once a year, sometimes twice for CIS, and we have like a good number of students pursuing transfer program or getting themselves retrained for the industry because we have kind of a good balance of coursework that deals with transfer as well as vocational education, what I may call. So the goal of this talk is to talk about current tech trends so you can get skilled in a job of your liking in an industry of your choice. Now, industry is, one might say, well, computing or coding or tech is an industry. The thing is, it's like English, right? It's implemented everywhere in every sector. So I'll give an intro. Huh?
It's an abstract class.
It's an abstract class.
Right. Also an interface.
So we'll go through intro, industry trades, job trades, and what things you can do at the end. So the story does get a little bit interesting. So one of the things is, normally I don't talk about AI, but is this something worth talking about right now? Like everyone is talking about AI, right? So why not me, right? Yeah. So this is a snapshot that I've created. First to say that opportunities in AI are based on probability. There's nothing definitive, right? Like somebody might say, well, AI helps enable self-driven cars, but there's a probability of error, correct? That's what I'm talking about. So, and this is evolving so quickly, correct? So this presents a perception of what AI is and could be in the future. So AI is not new. It's been around for a long time. Almost 100 plus years.
Isn't our current form of AI debatably not AI?
Well, hear the story. There's a lot of perspective. I'm just delivering a perspective, right? So we have data of all sorts. That's now in the order of yotta scale, yottabytes. And you can look up how big is a yottabyte. And data storage in yotta scale has been funded for almost 7 years now. We have neural networks. Neural network is creating a node on top of data for analysis, much like neurons in the human brain. Then we have large language models. That's the big thing that has made AI a commodity in March of this year. AI has been around for a long time. It's being used in Google search, Gmail, DeepMind, Salesforce, right? But it's become communicative now with a chat box. I mean, if you look at Google search, it's using AI, right? And you can ask the same question in a sentence to Google and it gives you the answer. Not as good as ChatGPT or Bard or other tools that are being built. So there's definitely a lot of natural language processing that's happening. That's also commoditizing it. One of the use cases I see is I want to hear the lecture in my own language. Okay. Well, I mean, I speak, read English, great. No conversion required. But can the lecture be translated to Hindi or Mandarin or German? Sure. And then there is the notion of machine learning and deep learning, which has also been around for a long time. What is machine learning? Machine learning is implementation of a series of algorithms on top of data where we can go in and enable training of data, supervised or unsupervised. I'll differentiate between that in a little bit. But train the algorithms to make predictions. So examples that are shared with you are if you train a machine to look at pictures of cat from different angles, so the training would be a 360 view of the cat, maybe 360 pictures, different colors, different patterns, different sounds. That's all part of training the system that this is how I define cat. And then you give a picture in a camera of a cat passing, then it sends you a text message that a cat bypassed, maybe get the milk out for the cat so you can serve cats or whatever, right? So, and then there is deep learning, which basically mimics the human brain. An idea of creating something like maybe a digital psychologist where the machine can have emotion. So, an example of this is something that Tesla is building. Tesla is building robots that can act as your mate or friend to do lots of things and even to listen to you, correct? I mean, with what's been happening in the last 18 years since the mobile computing came, right? When we are walking on the street, we are not looking at where we are going. We are looking at what? Our smartphone. But guess what's going to happen soon? Smartphones are going to disappear. And there will be something that will be connected to your brain. Correct? There will be a brain interface. But before I even go there, there's a notion of public AI and private AI. I borrowed this idea from private cloud, public cloud. Because public AI is all the public data, all the salaries of public employees to all the laws that have been made in US, international laws, right? Consuming all kinds of public data and then training and analyzing, much like the 360 view of the cat and then making a prediction about the cat, right? So public AI, public data is being commoditized. So to the point even where we're not only dealing with different kinds of, where we are dealing with different kinds of data sets, we are also dealing with coding. Oh, you don't know a programming language? I'll write the code for you. No problem. You want to take your midterm? Sure, no problem. Right? And hence my pen paper exam taking you back to Stone Age. Okay. Now, private AI. Amazon e-commerce system, is it going to release its data sets to public AI? No. That's how they make money. Correct? De Anza grades, public AI. Your privacy, FERPA. Correct? Okay, and now let's go to something very, your health record. Kaiser, public record. No, HIPAA. And then let's go even further. Your checking account balance, static variable. No, right? So all of this needs private AI. Do banks want AI? Absolutely. Like they applied AI recently to one of my credit cards and they said, oh, this guy is logged in with 130,000 miles on Southwest. So November of this year, this annual fee, $69. So it's been free for 11 years. I've been spending money slowly to bring up miles, and one day I'll go on Southwest and AI, right? He's logged in. Let's charge him. So now guess what? I'm going to spend the miles and say, okay, I'll pay you once. Bye-bye. And then they'll say, no, 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 we'll refund you your $69. The AI machine bot will say, but they made the money. So these are private public AI use cases. But then there is also the brain interface, where we are being given the notion, some apparently very smart people, apparently, like, these are statements where people are saying there is artificial general intelligence, which means that a regular machine will be smarter than AI AGI will be smarter than HI, human intelligence, because it'll have emotion. And so now we have seen Elon Musk talk about robots. And he says, I could easily sell 20 billion robots, because you'll probably need more than one. And if the human population is 8 billion and whatever, right? So, and we could have a brain interface that could basically, I'm thinking, if we have a brain interface, is the college over? Going to school over? Because I can connect my machine to the AI system, and all of a sudden I know what the robot knows. And I have human intelligence as well. So maybe I can, if I have control over my feelings, or if I can control my mind, I can take all that knowledge and do something. So I'm kind of going a little bit further out in the conversation, right? So, and then there is augmented reality. So this is getting a little bit too far out. Sorry. But I guess that's worth looking at, I guess. I don't know. You have augmented reality, and Meta has spent a fair amount of money. They were auctioning real estate on Metaverse. Like, you can go shopping in New York, in Nordstrom or Saks Fifth Avenue, in a virtual store using augmented reality glasses. Like, you can walk in from, sitting in SF, San Francisco, but you can walk into a store using augmented reality, look at a product, try it out, and pay for it. And oh, by the way, that acquiring the title of the real estate in Metaverse is using blockchain, right? And they were selling off the property just like domain name sales. I was like, why don't I buy Saks Fifth Avenue for $20? Acquire the title, and then I'll sell it to Saks Fifth Avenue store for millions of dollars, right? So, Earth is the network. Imagine all these like nano coming into picture and all the devices disappearing completely. Nanotechnology spreads like dust on the earth. So we call it nano dust, let's say. And you are basically, you have your human brain interface, and you need to send an email. Now you don't type it on a keyboard, you just think about it, right? And you think of the person that it should go to, and the email goes. And they connect to the brain, and they download, and they send you back a response. So you're working at the speed of thought. There's no learning. Colleges will be Stone Age, because learning will happen at the speed of light. And then, but will this be bad? Like, if we have extreme automation and conversation, if the humans become intelligent with AI, AGI plus AI plus HI, correct? And we improve our collaboration, and we are powerful, what could we do? We could become more collaborative. I'm an eternal optimist. Okay. We could do a lot of cool things, right? It's taking us so long to make those rockets that we are blowing up, right? SpaceX. It's taken us like years to build those large rockets to go to Mars. Maybe we can just think about it and make. So, yeah. And then there is the linking to consciousness. That's scary. Now, what is consciousness and how we define it? I kind of leave that, I kind of stop there. Maybe for next year, right? But what's happening is the Moore's law is not applied to AI. It's faster. Moore's law was every 9 months a new chipset comes in, right? Or new chipset is released. That's pretty cool if it is. But AI is developing faster than that every 6 weeks. And of recent, you just saw Sam left OpenAI to join Microsoft. And OpenAI folks cannot decide who should be the CEO. They have a third CEO defined in less than 3 days. They are using AI for that, I think. So, there's this fellow, Ray Kurzweil, and I've given his link or his predictions that you can read up, right? So what are the opportunities with AI? That for sure exist. Government regulation and global collaboration on AI. And there is also a notion of responsible AI, dealing with ethics. This is where courses in anthropology, social sciences, philosophy, psychology, social sciences encapsulates all of those, right, are going to be extremely useful. Organizational theories and psychology. So I'm actually tempted to starting my PhD finally. You know, I've done a degree in software engineering, program management, and education. So two master's programs. But I'm really looking forward to putting together, because not so much in AI. AI implementation, you can go through a crash course in 6 months and start coding. I mean, you got to learn Python, TensorFlow, PyTorch. The machine learning algorithms are commoditized. You know, if you want to become a data analyst, take our database sequence. I mean, you're good to go. But it's the whole aspect of getting people together on how to intelligently manage, right? That's where the success will be. So majoring in computer science is good, but you'll have to become a multidisciplinarian. You'll need to learn fast until the brain interface comes, which is just like a conjecture, right? Learning at the speed of thought still is important. So anyway, that's my picture on it. How wrong or right it is, I mean, call me a visionary if it is true. Don't call me anything bad if it's, I don't have liability insurance. So, you know, I just gave you a perspective. Yeah. So this is to talk a little bit about trends, how things have evolved. Network, compute, storage, applications, AI, AGI, and HI. We've talked a lot about this. But all of these elements have evolved a lot. So here is another slide that kind of sort of readable. I copied it from one of the previous ones, so I didn't take the time to change the colors and all, but hopefully, right? What I did was, in this snapshot, I gave you some things are at infancy and some things are mature. Like operating systems, computer networks. So if you want to focus on certain areas in computer science, computer engineering, right? The things that are at infancy are the ones to focus on. So becoming like a web developer or a back-end developer or back-end developer again for application connectivity. Those are really good areas, especially chipsets being created by NVIDIA. And now Microsoft is trying to compete. Those aspects of engineering are good. Getting into nano engineering is good. Cloud computing with AI, security with AI, right? Needs a lot of work. These are areas where you could grow. But AI becoming commoditized, right? What these cloud companies have done is they're saying, well, we don't want you to learn all the math and machine learning details. We'll just give you a place where you can take your data set, train it, select which algorithm you want to implement, and take your output, take your prediction. For example, training a dog picture set and predicting that an image is a dog, right? So now everybody is talking about cats and dogs right now in AI, but you look at any industry, there is so much opportunity, correct? Like education, for example. I develop tools for the education industry and healthcare. Applying those, to finding information fast. So this area, you must get trained in. And now, while you're learning Java and Python and all that, right? You can take courses on, like these open source courses. So with each one of the layers, why it's needed. So there are certain outcomes. And while network, storage, compute, all these kind of are easy to follow, the one that's trendy is right here, AG and HI. When we get the conversions between digital and human, for a long time, researchers at Samsung, Google, Apple were trying to bring convergence between digital and human world, which means, a computer to look at voice, and so doctor doesn't have to do her annotations, right, by hand. She can just, like, you go to your doctor now, she'll just record our conversation and that becomes the annotation. And it parses out specific elements that are according to the symptomology that is being treated, ignores everything else. Or it may keep additional information, like if somebody is a diabetic and they're saying these are the good things I'm doing or bad things, it's remembering everything. It's going into the AI system. Not that, it could increase my insurance rate or lower it, I don't know. But yeah. So convergence of digital and human right now is physical as well as emotional. If you think about the notion of digital psychologist, right? Where a machine could counsel instead of a psychiatrist or a psychologist. And ChatGPT does pretty well on that. Try it. I don't know if you guys have asked such a question, but it does pretty well. So these were.
Tells me it's not licensed to give advice.
Yet. Or maybe you need to buy the $30 subscription. That's a way to. That's a way to upsell. Trends from like the last 20 years. I could go back 50, but it's kind of useless, right? Social, mobile, big data, cloud, all emerged in the first 15 years of this century. And 10 to present, now we are talking about blockchain, metaverse, which includes augmented reality, climate tech, nanotech, robotics. These are like the future trends. So if folks are getting trained, whether or retrained, right? Or if you're going to pursue a major, these are things to probably consider that you'll need to tackle security across all. You'll need to tackle AI across all, correct? So there's hopefully substance here, at least at a high infographic level that, yeah, maybe this is what I should consider, right? Become dangerous with subjects, right? Go take one course in enterprise security, learn to become a hacker. What is it like? Or what is it like to work with a database? What is it like to code? What is it like to manage a project or create a new product or become an entrepreneur or whatever, right? You just, a multidisciplinary mindset is needed. It's not that I can just do one thing and succeed in the future, correct? So you have to do multiple things and basically do anything that's needed. One claim that was made in one of the videos, which again, it's a claim, I don't know, true or not, but folks graduating in say these next decade will end up changing their job 7 times. Like I've been a college professor for 23 years. You might have a job like in an abstract sense as a college professor, but teaching newer subjects. In computer science, I've had to retrain myself all the time, right? I don't take classes now, and sometimes I do, but I just kind of train yourself, So, yeah. Another thing I wanted to provide was investment trends. And there is a link here in the slide deck. I'll send it to you guys. The source is Ernst and Young. And they provide this kind of picture of investment trends. You can change the grid. You can look at where the money is going. In what areas?
This is your standard reminder that stock markets and other investments are subject to change and completely unpredictable.
No, this is hard data. This has got nothing to do with stock market. This is VCs burning their money with the hopes that there's going to be newer innovations. Why is this important for you guys? This is hard numbers, okay, in billions of dollars. Like in 2021, in US, $337 billion were invested in different types of companies. And then you can go in and parse and say in California, we got 156 billion of that 337 in 2021. And this year we only got 52.71, almost over, right? Seed capital. Why is this important? This data is important for job seekers, right? We go out, now we are using AI for recruiting, correct? But how do you get ahead of that? The way you do is you say, okay, where are the jobs? Which companies got funded? So you subscribe, you look at this data so you know which area, which part of the country is getting investments, what companies are getting investments. How do you find what companies are getting investments? You look at TechCrunch, subscribe to a journal like that, correct? Or maybe there are other journals. Then you go look at their websites and apply for jobs, the Stone Age way. How many jobs do you need? Maybe one, maybe two if you really, want to kill it, right? So, yeah. So I took some pictures of the different trends, but it's basically a little analytics dashboard, right? That has filters that you can change things and change the duration, the geography, the vertical, and say, this is what I'm interested in. Like somebody, oh, I want to get a job in healthcare, right? So you can see the jobs in healthcare, like investments have been increasing and so on. So 2021 was a pretty good year. And then there's also investment types. Seed funding all the way from Series A to Series E. And you can read about Series A to E, what that means. If you already know, great. But that could be another 1 hour talk on its own. So, right. But the point is, where are the investment trends and how to look for roles. I looked up Information Week. These are the hardest jobs to fill. That's the link right there for the story. So cybersecurity, machine learning, IT project manager, DevOps, software engineer, data scientist, cloud architect, and kind of sort of starting salaries now, right? So you can choose a role that is to the liking of your persona, because if you like something you do, you never get tired, right? Like I don't get tired of talking. So I became a college professor. So you love your job. Like, I mean, if I was to teach a class in midnight, I'd do it. If I didn't get paid, I'd do it. Why? Because I love the job. So, I mean, it's nice. It comes with all the security it does in this day and age. I mean, I'm thankful for that, right? So these are all the programs we have at the Anza. So database program, cybersecurity. Database covers AI machine learning. in depth. I'm not talking about just like using a product like SageMaker to use a point and click interface to implement machine learning. No, we're talking like coding, enabling those kind of systems, right? So perhaps, and at a cost that's minimal, right? Yeah, I mean, do your transfer degree, but then go come and take more courses. Why not? We have them. What for? For you guys. So we have a project management, cybersecurity. Now I'm being a sales guy, as I should be, right? Why not? I'm a very bad sales guy. Network security. I mean, favorite story for your transfer people. Web development. Oh yeah, and we have languages like through the roof. C++, Java, Python. What else we teach? R, Swift, not Swift, but mobile development. That is both for Android and iOS. So yeah, come and take those classes. But you can only take for programming purposes, you can only take so many classes. And at some point you got to like just do it on your own, right? Otherwise, it's great job security for me. Like, they come with a new language, you create a new language, create a new. No. At some point, you just have to kind of go and say, okay, I'll do it on my own. It's the same thing. Like all the constructs you learn in a language are same in many others. So, except focus on the architecture of the language. And what about this Web 3.0? Not a lot of people know about Web 3.0 yet. First, we had the internet. Then we have Web 1.0, read-only static web. Then we came up with the read-write web that's interactive, like working with Google Docs and, the fact that you can write information, right? So YouTube, Facebook again, right? And Web 3.0, maybe Facebook is there as well with its,
Facebook.
huh?
I don't trust Facebook with anything.
Well, they have a few billion people. But the implementation of blockchain for auctioning metaverse real estate is a Web 3.0 use case. What is blockchain?
A scam.
Well, hang on now. Web 3.0 in someone's brain, and actually you're right. Web 3.0 definition is not known to a lot of people, and even the creators also still are figuring it out. The way I'll say it is that it's innovation in progress. So what are the deficiencies of Web 2.0? Are apparently fixed with Web 3.0 values. So Web 2.0 creates emerging networks, huge inefficiencies according to a small group of people. Poor security model, link breakage, no offline use. Try Google Docs offline. And censorship. Case in point, Twitter, right? Web 3.0, decentralized blockchain with linked data, with huge redundancy, enabling all these values. Now, what does blockchain implementation look like? It would be something like, if I was to purchase a property, right? All the trusted sources would have to agree to say XYZ is the owner of the property in the digital world, right? So it could be applied to grades for public records. LinkedIn could use blockchain. So it verifies the identity of a person. So the person they can make a single source of truth about a profile. that's connected to IRS, that's connected to the paychecks that were given. So the position, the titles, the salaries, all of that data is integrated and understood by blockchain. So I don't have to create a resume anymore. So there was a job description, use it. Right? Why should I have to rewrite a resume? The system knows. System knows how much money I make. It should not, keep me above inflation and more if I work at Amazon. Right? So yeah. So I think that's the story, and that's the sales pitch. And I think, yeah, so that's everything. Any questions, comment? No? Well, thank you. And have a good evening.